Welcome back to another one of our RV financial series here on A Streaming Life, where we're talking about finances for full-time RVers. Everything from what we spent while we were traveling on the road to the differences between stationary and traveling costs, and then this entire series about budgeting. So we've talked budgeting, camping fees, diesel, health, groceries, and today we are talking budgeting for memberships. Now, memberships are something that a lot of people don't think to budget for, and this can be a surprising amount of money every year. How do you budget for memberships? You need to take the cost. So memberships in general are not often something you pay monthly. It tends to be you pay it once a year or twice a year. And often it's actually cheaper if you do that. So how do you budget for these? You take the total cost for the year for all your different memberships and you average it out and stick it into each monthly budget. Now, what this means is that over the course of the year, you will have budgeted the right amount of money. But depending on when your membership fees fall, you might be above or below budget certain months or by halfway through the year or something like that. Now, here is the difficult part. What memberships do you belong to? Why is this difficult? Most people don't even think to look at this. The way you know what memberships you belong to and how much they cost you every year is to track your spending. If you haven't seen our video about tracking your spending, please look at the card up above. It's really critical in order to budget for anything that you know what you are currently spending. And there's a lot of really easy ways to track your spending nowadays. So definitely check that out. Now, what do we budget for memberships every month? We budget $40 a month, which ends up being $480 a year. I should have been able to do that in my head, but I wanted to make sure I did it right. $480 a year right now for our memberships. Now, what are those memberships? Costco, Good Sam's, Passport America, our Spot Trace membership, that's our GPS service for the GPS tracker in our Airstream, Amazon Prime, All Trails, and America the Beautiful. If you're a full-time RVer, I'm sure you have some of these, and you probably have more. The other thing to consider when you are doing this and looking at what membership fees you're spending is, did you actually use the membership well enough to warrant that cost? For instance, for us this year was the first time we did both Good Sam's and Passport America. And one of the things I'm looking at before we hit the road again is to make sure, did we actually use enough, the membership enough to make up for the cost of them? If not, we either need to think that through and use them more in the coming year, or we need to cancel that membership, because if we're not using it enough, it's not worth the money. And there are other better memberships out there that might be more useful for us. So budgeting for memberships, track your spending, just average out over the course of the year, and you'll have a good idea of an average monthly amount of money that you should have for memberships, so that you have enough for the course of the year to go everywhere and do everything you want to do. Because you wouldn't want to get to the end of the year, forget you are going to run out of your America the Beautiful pass and not be able to get into a national park. Like, that would be tragic. So that's it for this week's budgeting video. Stay tuned for another budgeting video about one of our major categories for full-time RVing next week. And we will see you then. Bye, guys.